In dynamic Docker-based and microservices-based environments, alerting gets particularly challenging. Let's use Sysdig to create some service-based alerts and teach you how to use our alerting at the same time. In addition to creating alerts from the Alert tab, a more natural workflow-oriented way to create alerts is through dashboards or the Explore page. Every single panel in a dashboard or Explore page has the ability for you to simply add an alert. That's located with the bell icon, which you'll see throughout the product. Once we click that, we'll get our modal, which allows us to set an adaptive alert based on the scope we've chosen. As you can see here in this Kubernetes orchestrated environment, we're looking at the prod namespace, which if we wanted to, we could simply come in here and, for example, change to dev. We'll leave it to prod for now. And across the deployment that we're looking at here, which is Mongo. Next, we can set conditions. Conditions allow us to trigger the alert. We do have options such as baseline and host comparison anomaly detection algorithms, but for now, let's use a manual metric and set a value. So we're saying our request count is on average over 3. Now, as an aside, let's take a look at our advanced alerting option. When you switch to advanced mode, you can now use a formula with Boolean operators. And if you click on help here, you get a couple quick examples. We can spend more time on this in our advanced alerting video, but for now, you can see that we could combine this. So in addition to request count, we could also be alerting when memory used exceeds a particular amount. There's a convenient pull down here as well, so you can select any particular metric that you're looking for. But for the purpose of the rest of this video, let's switch back to our basic alerting. Now, as we were showing before, we've got a manual alert where the request count exceeds 3. The next thing you can do is segment this alert. Segmenting the alert is like creating multiple alerts for different sections of your infrastructure. So suppose we wanted to alert off of all of Mongo, we can kill prod within the scope. Now we're alerting off of Mongo everywhere, but instead we can segment based on a piece of metadata. So let's segment based on namespace. This now gives us the ability to use one alert, but essentially in our environment, create 2 alerts. One that would trigger if Mongo exceeded the threshold in dev, and another if we exceeded the threshold in prod. Finally, we can set a window for our alert, with 1 minute being the smallest window you can set. Now we add specified information, including the name of the alert, a description, and a severity, useful when you're actually seeing the alert trigger in your other notification channels. Select notification channels which you've pre-configured in our settings area. Please see the other video on notification channels for more information. And finally, now you can trigger a Sysdig capture. If you're familiar with the Sysdig open source tool, this gives you full visibility into every system call on a machine when the alert was fired, basically giving you the ability to troubleshoot your containers after they're long gone. Again, see our advanced video on alerting with Sysdig captures for more information. After you've chosen this, you're all done. Click Create and your alerts are off and running.